Love Speaks Volumes with yet another episode with my good friend
and
co-host Vika. She
right.
up in here.
Yes. Okay.
What we talking about today, friend?
We are talking about why it's important to keep your relationship fresh and steamy.
Shimmy form.
Yeah. But it is, it is very important to keep your relationship alive and then not to let it, just get stale.
That's right.
I mean, the main reason is because we get bored. I mean, who wants to be in a boring relationship?
Nobody.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We want to have fun. We want to make the relationship exciting. We definitely don't want to just do stuff just to be doing it. Stuff becomes mundane.
Right. I was about to say the same word, friend. You do not want it to become mundane. Just going along every day, in and out, same stuff, because at that point, you start to take each other for granted.
That's right.
I think, if you let it become so habitualized, you start to take each other for granted. You just going with the flow. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like, you driving home, right? You can close your eyes and probably drive home from your job without even looking. Mm-hmm. And you won't even know. You look up, you're in your yard.
Right.
You don't want your relationship like that because it becomes boring.
That's true.
And if that is the case, then, you ain't growing when you're bored.
That's right. And when you do these activities and stuff that we do in our relationship and they do become habit and you don't have to think about it, like Mika was saying about driving home, then after a while, it really does not take a whole lot to make that happen. So I don't have to put in a lot of effort in order to do that.
And effort is one of the key things that you need in a relationship. Everybody has to be giving effort. Because if you're not giving effort, you're not nurturing that relationship. And a relationship is just like anything else that's alive, you know? You got to keep it alive. It's like any other living thing, I should say.
That's right.
And so you got to keep it alive. You got to water it. You got to nurture it. You got to feed it. And if you're not feeding it, if you're not feeding it, you're not watering, it's not what? It's not growing.
That's true.
And so if it's not growing, is what?
It's dying.
It's dying. And so nobody wants a dead relationship.
At all. At all.
So yeah, you gotta keep it going. You got to keep it steamy. You gotta keep it fresh.
We gotta keep these relationships going, and we gotta make sure that they are not boring, because who wants to be in a boring relationship, Mika?
Not me.
Have you ever been in a boring relationship?
No.
Now don't say it about your marriage right now, because he might be watching. Okay.
No, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the point it got boring, I got gone.
Oh, so you just left?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Who wants to be in a boring relationship? If you're not feeding it, it's not growing. And so, yeah, no. I'm not going to be, because at that point, if you're not feeding it, it's not growing. You're not nurturing it. It is dying. So who wants to be with a dead partner? Who wants to be in a dead relationship? Nobody.
Well, how do you think people get to boring?
I think they get to boring because they lack effort. They stop putting in the effort. I think the first thing you have to do is first you have to wake up every day and choose that person. I choose you. Each and every day I have to choose you.
I think that's the first thing.
We did do that episode. So if you didn't see it, go back and watch it.
Cop it.
But you have to choose that person each day. But when you make that choice, it is a choice of saying, hey, I choose to invest in you and I choose to invest in this relationship.
Right.
So
that's important. Like,
absolutely.
Just to be able to say that I do choose you.
Yes.
And I do choose this investment.
Right.
But if I don't put anything in,
you ain't gonna get nothing out.
Not anything. And that might be why it's boring.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're not putting anything in.
Right. Yeah, you gotta feed it. You gotta feed it each and every day. You have to choose that I am going to invest. I'm going to feed. I'm going to nurture. Because like any other living thing, it will die if you don't.
Well, I think we should talk just for a second about what does investment in your relationship even look like? Because Sometimes people don't know. They say, yeah, you got to invest in a relationship. But they also talk about, like, oh, our relationship lacks communication. Well, what does that mean? We're communicating right now. It doesn't mean it's
Right.
intimate communication.
Right.
It doesn't mean that it's heartfelt communication. I can communicate
Absolutely.
with the person at
It's
the
not,
grocery
it's
store.
right. There's no substance to it. There is,
Hmm.
right. There is no, yeah, it's just surface level. And
Yeah.
that won't help you grow either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree
But
with that.
some of the investment pieces, if we could talk about that for a little bit, I think time is a
Mhm.
big one.
Oh, absolutely.
That I choose to take some of my own time
Yes.
and pour that into you because you're important to me.
But I think when you talk, even with that, I think it could be broken down. When you talk about time, it is, we can spend time together, but how are we spending that time together? Is it quality time?
Mm-hmm.
So, say for instance,
Oh, you know
my
what? You can
thing
pick
is,
that thing up off the floor real quick, and we can show how that we can demonstrate this. No, 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 not that one. That's the other thing. The
what
other
we
thing
looking?
that's down there, the pink thing down there on the floor.
This
Yeah.
way, my phone? My
Yeah.
phone?
So
Oh,
you know
if
what?
we're together, but we ain't spending time. Right, right. You spending time on your phone. But a lot of couples do that though. A lot of couples will say, "Well, we watched the movie together,
Uh-huh.
but there was no communication. There was no,
Interaction.
interaction whatsoever." That ain't quality time.
It is not.
And that is not what the kind of investing in your relationship that we're talking about, because that's truly not
Put it down.
investing. Invest.
Put it down.
Right.
You don't. I can't.
Absolutely.
If I sit here on
Give
this
me your
podcast,
undivided attention,
please,
not
right?
your phone.
Right.
That part.
People writing whole dissertations on their text
Yeah.
messages.
Wait,
and
hold on,
games.
baby. Yeah, what you say?
Yeah, hold on.
Or they're
Hold
talking to
1
you.
second.
Right, absolutely. Or they're talking to you, and you say, "Yeah, baby, I heard you. What did I say?" Oh no. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so you really ain't.
Oh, yeah, look.
See that part right
there?
there?
Right there. There
That
you
part
go.
right there. Absolutely.
What's about to run out? Spending time with your spouse is not being on your phone playing the game. Mm-hmm. It is not. I don't know, what else are we doing? Cooking. Mm-hmm. And we in the kitchen, we doing our thing, and we having a whole conversation with the person over there. That's not really investing. Does that happen, and do we need to do that from time to time? Absolutely, but that is not really connection time.
Unless you're cooking together. Unless you went in there and you decide, we gonna cook together. We gonna make a meal together, and you're actually into that person. Mm-hmm. You're into that person, and also into what you're doing. Don't burn on no shit now. We ain't got time to be wasting. We ain't got time to be wasting no food.
Y'all know
not with this economy.
No.
But if you went in there and said, "Hey, we gonna cook together. We gonna, we gonna make it spicy together. Mm-hmm. The meal and this conversation." So we got it spicy later. Yeah. But you can actually do that together. But what Fran is saying is, don't go in there and be cooking, and you're supposed to be doing it together, and you watching TV, or you talking to somebody else. That is not the quality time that we're talking about. Yes. You actually aren't spending quality time. You're spending time, but it ain't quality time. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so when you want to invest in your relationship, it has to be quality time.
That's right.
When you invest in your relationship, you have to communicate, but it has to be substantive communication.
Right.
It can't just be, "Well, how was your day? Mm-hmm. Well, how was the weather?" No.
Boring.
Very boring. And that's not going to be something that is sustainable.
That's
in
right.
A healthy relationship.
And it's not going to get any deeper than the surface.
Absolutely.
Again, I can have that conversation with the person at the Target.
Anybody. Yeah. When I was grocery shopping and looking through the fruit, "Hey, how you doing? How was your day?" Yeah, no.
That's right. It's not going to be very deep at all.
Absolutely.
But we want deep, meaningful relationships that are not boring. So that means we definitely need to invest. So time is huge.
Huge. Quality time.
Yes. Quality time. Oh, and you know what? To help my men folk out, right? Maybe it's not a good time, ladies, to talk to them when their favorite football, basketball, baseball teams are on. It's probably not a good time to have a serious conversation. Okay.
No.
Please stop it. Don't do that, y'all.
Don't do that. Because, it's important to be individuals in relationships too. Mm-hmm. And it's important to have your own thing as well. And so if his thing is sports, and he Sundays, at 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock or at 8 o'clock, his game is going to be on. You can spend quality time with your spouse during that time, or your significant other, if you like football and you're into it together. We do it all the time because we got rival teams, and so we love to sit here.
Even tomorrow.
Yes, it's gonna be on, and so we know who's gonna win though. But nonetheless, my team. So, but you can spend quality time. But if that is not your thing and it is your man's thing, yeah, it's probably not the best time to try to communicate and have a substantive conversation with him, because it's not going to go well.
Right.
It's
exactly.
Not gonna go well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Respect the fact that he likes his thing, because you want him to respect the fact that you like your thing, and you wouldn't want him to say, hey, now I want to spend that quality time when you're doing your thing. Yeah, that ain't cool.
What other investments do you think people could put in there? I mean, I just said time.
We talked about communication.
Communication, yes.
Communicating with each other, that was big. We need to do those.
That's a part of the effort that you put in, because this effort nurtures the relationship.
Absolutely.
If you sow some seeds of time, you might grow some beautiful love in this relationship, beautiful connection.
I think we kind of touched on it as far as allowing them to be individuals. I think when you can be an individual in and of yourself, you can come together. When you have something, when you can refresh yourself and you have something that allows you to, build yourself up, then when you come together, you're much stronger as a couple. I don't think that you have to always do everything together and be together all the time, and you can't be an individual in a relationship. I think that, two can become one, but when you're separate, you're building on yourself.
Yeah,
and I think that's important too, to allow yourself that autonomy to be able to invest in yourself as well, so that you can come to this table whole, and you can come to this table offering something.
Yeah.
But if I'm totally depleted and there is no me, I think it's harder to become a we.
Right. And absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know it's cliche, but sometimes we do need to be apart from each other, so I can miss you a little bit.
That part.
Because maybe you up under me a little bit too much. So maybe the effort is learning how to not always have to be up under somebody.
Absolutely.
And be separate and know that I'm an individual without you.
Absolutely.
I'll throw out a counseling term we are not enmeshed. We need to be individuals. If I can't move without you, then we probably got a whole nother conversation and a whole nother episode we can have about how I can't be separate from you. That's the problem.
Ooh. Yeah, I think that's going to be stifling.
Very much so.
I think you would stifle that other person. And that would be, to me, that would be very stifling.
Might get boring for that person, and then they say deuces because they don't want to be in that. Yeah. Absolutely. But another thing we talked about, why is it important for us to keep that spark alive, is that, it gives an opportunity for everybody to have a voice.
Yes, absolutely.
So my spark might be, hey, I was thinking about this new thing that we could do, new position we could try, new place we could go, new restaurant, new date night.
But you got to be in place with your significant other where you feel safe enough to do that. That requires a level of vulnerability, right?
Absolutely.
To be able to say, hey, I got a new position I want to try. Or, hey, I want to, let's go here and do this. Or let's try this. You got to be, that requires vulnerability, but you have to feel safe enough to be vulnerable with that person to be able to say that.
What if you're not safe?
If you're not safe, then you're not going to be vulnerable. You're not going to, as you said, everybody has a voice. You will not speak your voice. It will be stifled. Yeah. It will be stifled because you don't feel safe enough to be able to do that. And if that's the case, then you're not going to be able to grow as a couple.
Right. I just think about people who have maybe a more traditional view, especially on marriage, where maybe they feel like a woman shouldn't have as much of a voice. Now, Mika just rolled her eyes. I don't know if y'all can see that on the
camera. But you know what? Some people do have those.
They do. That's what I'm saying. I'm bringing it up because maybe they don't have a voice.
This is what I say. If you have those type of relationship, if it works for you, I ain't knocking it.
That's for
it
you.
just ain't for me.
It is not
It's
for
just
me either.
not for me. I think in any relationship, you want to be able to grow as a person so you can grow as a couple. And if I am so confined that I'm in a box that I can't move outside of this box, I'm not sure how I can grow in the box. I just don't know how I can do that. So again, I'm not knocking anybody's relationship. If that's for you and it works for you, hey,
roll with it.
That part.
Clock it.
That part just ain't for me.
It is not for me either. But I do want to say that whenever people are in those relationships, they do need an opportunity for both people. It doesn't matter because there's always somebody that's a little more dominant, a little more assertive, maybe a little more confident, a little more vocal. Doesn't mean that people who don't say a lot aren't confident or vocal, but usually there is one in the relationship that can just, they can say whatever. I just want to encourage those people to kind of chill out for a second, sit back, ask your partner what they want. They may come up with something that you haven't thought of. And you might say, I had no idea that was going to rock my world like this.
We all want our world rocked.
Right. You don't know what that fantasy is. You might want to put that out there, right? Right. So give them that voice if you feel like they don't have that voice. And if you feel like you don't have a voice, sit that person down. Take a moment, grab the microphone and say, hey, I need you to listen to me. I need you to hear me.
So one of the ways, and I'm pretty vocal, but one of the ways my husband and I do that is we have check-in times.
Oh,
and so
that's sweet.
Hush, friend. She's all sweet. But we do have check-ins, and sometimes he'll just pause and say, hey, let's do a check-in. How am I doing this week? Or, anything you would like to change about a relationship, anything that bothered you this week that I might not have picked up on or that I need to address. Just have a check-in. And that also creates that safe space for you to be able to talk. But it also lets you know that person is willing to hear you and that person is willing to make adjustments if needed.
And being open.
Totally open.
I'm telling you, I'm open by saying, hey, how am I doing?
Right.
Let me check in.
And I'm open to, if you says, hey, I want to change this up. Hey, I'm open to hearing that and possibly, incorporating that in our day-to-day living or whatever.
Now, let me just ask this. I don't know this because I didn't know they did this. Maybe you mentioned it. I don't know. But anyway, it really ain't my business. But that's not the point.
Because you ain't checking in with us, friend. You ain't no parts of you in that.
At all.
We ain't throubling now. We just doing us. We a couple. We ain't a throuble.
This is not where I thought this was getting ready to go, y'all. At all.
My bad.
Just derail my whole
and you guys over there. It's a throuble. But nonetheless.
An episode for later.
Totally. I'm sorry. I just went off on a tangent. My bad. My bad.
But let's not. I'm going to ask you first before I assume. Is this an opportunity to just like complain about the other person and be critical?
No. If your partner comes to you, like if my husband comes to me and says, "Hey, let's do a check-in," that would shut everything down. I think it would not make him as open to receive anymore if you start just complaining. Well, you did this and you did. No, that is not what it's for. This is an opportunity for us to grow and get better, as opposed to it's not a thrashing session. Ugh. It's not a thrashing session. Why am I having such a hard time with that?
Say it all again. Say that thrashing session.
It is not that. It is not to cut somebody down. It is really an opportunity to grow and learn and get better.
Because if it does turn into that, which I believe that is what it is for you guys, I just wanted to kind of bring that out because there are some people who are super critical. Right? And as soon as they come out with all these criticisms, then that puts the other person on the defense. So your communication pattern tends to be, I'm going to criticize the other person defend. I'm going to criticize the other person defend. Then we got the whole tit-for-tat thing going on, and then we're not growing.
But what's going to happen is that person who offered to have the check-in session, they're
not going to do it.
Checking in.
I'm not checking in with you.
This was totally left last time.
You know what?
All you're going to do is complain and talk about me and what I've done wrong and blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Because And it's not supposed to be about that
Right.
at all. Nobody wants to just hear criticism. So when we do check-ins, I'm like, hey, this is what I like that you did. This is what, but I say, this is what I would like different. If it's something, it's not about a criticism, it's just about, hey, my preference or my taste. If we're growing, then I should be able to freely explain to you what wasn't my preference either, or what I would like to see different. Right. And vice versa.
Yeah.
Him with me as well. But it's not a complaint session. It is not something to spark an argument. This is something to hopefully spark some discussion and some healthy communication where you can, possibly grow from.
So if you got a little skill, here's one. You could, during those check-ins, if there is something that you do want to say, hey, this is something I would prefer you to change. And this comes from something called a community temperature reading. The statement says, I notice and I would prefer. So my husband came up with that one day. It wasn't for a check-in, although I love the check-in idea. I wish what, if my husband is watching right now, can you check in with me, boo? I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Anyway,
she said, check in.
Check
boo.
in, boo. But there is a sentence prompt that you can use with your partner that says, I notice and I prefer. So he said this to me one day. He said, I noticed that when you come in the house, you just drop your shoes wherever your feet stop. And I would prefer if you pick your shoes up because I keep tripping over them and I might fall and break my neck or something. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I could receive it a lot better than, will you please get your shoes out the middle of the floor? See the difference?
I get tired of seeing that every day, that part. Yeah.
I almost broke my neck the other day because your shoes in the middle of the foot. You know what? I'm going to be like, well, walk around them then.
That part. Well, you saw them, right?
That,
so why are you tripping? Because you saw them, right?
Put your glasses on. How about it?
Oh my God. If you saw them, step over them.
Over?
Just kidding.
It's my house too. I'll put my shoes where I want to.
Yeah,
I'm just playing. So that's not what we want.
No, that is not.
I notice and I prefer. See how soft that is? It's really nice. It's inviting. It allows me to give my voice without
right.
Yeah, we don't want to do
that. And I'm going to add something. Tone is everything too.
Yes, it is.
You can say them same words and say it with a funky tone, and baby, it ain't gonna get what you want out of that. So yeah, you don't want the smoke. That's not what you want. So come with me with some sugar. Rather than,
put a little
sugar
I say it all the time.
Say, put a little sugar on it. As opposed to coming to me with some nonsense. That tone, lose the harsh tone. So.
Yeah. Soften startup is what John Gottman says. Soften startup. All right.
Well, my folks would say, he says soften startup. Mine would say you get more honey. You get more flies with honey than you do with So.
Yeah, we both from rural towns, so we got these sayings all day. If you know what we talking about, put that in the comments. Yep, I got it. Yeah, y'all know what we say.
Yes. Fill in the blank for me.
Yeah,
you know what it is.
Y'all got
Absolutely.
So, we kind of chatted, as we were preparing about some of the benefits of doing these things. And some of them we talked about, like vulnerability, having the ability.
Everybody gets a voice, right?
Yeah, and everybody gets a voice and being able to share what it is that you want to share. And also being open to receive and also being open to share.
Yeah.
Having some openness in your relationship. That really does pour in and nurture the relationship to keep that spark alive. Yeah. Absolutely. And we talked about our safe spaces.
Yep.
That we build these safe spaces. So the big question is, Mika got some show and tell for us today, y'all.
Yeah, we're talking about ways to keep that spark alive, ways to keep it fresh, ways to not let it get spoiled or stale. Well, not spoiled. We don't not spoiled. I don't know why I said that word.
No, you might need to say that because if it's, what? Think about that for a minute. Because if the bread is stale
Yeah.
And if the food is spoiled, then you're probably gonna throw it all away.
Yeah, that part.
And we trying to
gets
save
some.
relationships
Right.
that
We
love
trying to
speaks
keep it fresh.
volumes.
Right.
We not trying to be out here telling people they
Right.
need to kick people to the curb. But this is a way that you're gonna have to kick somebody to the curb if you don't start doing some of the things we talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
You gotta keep
So
that. You gotta
invest.
keep that spark alive.
Invest.
Keep that spark alive.
But you have some ideas
I
on
do.
how we can do that.
I do. So
come through, friend.
So just a couple of things. And if you have other suggestions than what we're going to talk about, please drop them in the comments, because we want to be woke. We want to keep it. We want to be enlightened as well. So we can share you can share with us anonymously, whatever it is.
Yes,
let us know. But one of the things I thought about, so my husband and I are going to do this. He told me the other day, this is what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to report back and let y'all know how this goes. But yeah. But we're going to do what we're calling the start over date.
Ooh.
A start over date is we're going to get dressed up apart, separate. We're not going to show, he going to be in one room getting dressed. I'm going to be in another room getting dressed. And so we're not going to see each other beforehand. He's going to leave early. And he's going to text me the location as to where he is. Okay. So he did also say, so that I don't have to drive, thank you, boo, he gonna get me an Uber. So we gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show up.
Okay, show up
where he is.
And show out.
Right. And he gonna be at the bar, wherever he is, and we're gonna act like total strangers meeting for the first time.
Friend.
Yeah.
I love this idea. I really, really do.
Uh-oh.
But for some of y'all that's a little special, maybe y'all into this kind of thing. Like maybe you're into it, but your partner is not.
No, you got to be on the same page, though. If you ain't on the same page, this is not going to work. This is not going to work.
We need some rules and boundaries, because if I bust up in there and you lip locking with the other person at the bar, or when I walk in, you're not paying me no attention.
You better walk in, and that person needs to be sitting there like they're singles. I need to walk in single. He needs to be sitting there single so that we can meet. Okay. And because the ultimate goal is still to go home together. It ain't to go home with somebody else. So you need to come in ready and thinking that, hey, I'm going to meet the love of my life. Okay. I better be that love of your life.
Not your one night stand.
No.
With somebody else.
Absolutely. And when I come in, my objective is to leave with the love of my life, and it better be him.
Y'all be careful with this, because I'm a little worried. Y'all know what Mika does for a profession, right? Y'all can call her law firm.
Oh my God!
If anybody get locked up, because they done clocked somebody.
He ain't crazy. So he won't be sitting at that bar with nobody. I promise you he won't. Promise you he won't.
I'm coming through with my cousins Pookie and them. Okay.
Listen. Look, I used to watch How to Get Away with Murder, but I could actually write it. So my thing is, he ain't. I promise you. Yeah. I promise you. Yeah. He's too smart for that.
Okay. So some of y'all might have to have some pre-conversation for the start over
set the
day.
boundaries.
Please
set the perimeters as to how this is
going
to go. But I am going to report back to you all. I'm going to let you know how my date night, meeting my stranger, boo.
And preferably not in orange is the new black.
Oh, no. Ain't even my color. I just say how to get away with murder. I ain't going to jail. I ain't going to prison.
Y'all,
no, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared.
Don't be afraid.
Not with you.
No,
and
talking
not
about
with
others. Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. I am a little bit.
But see, how do you set the boundaries? You have to set the boundaries as to how this night is going to go. We thought this through, and we were like, okay, this is going to be fun. But really, what it is it's a bit of role play. You know your role when you play. Know your role. So this is role play.
And stay in your lane.
That part. Know your role when you play. But that is another example.
It is.
Of how you can keep it spicy. Role play.
This is going to help all of our good girl personas get out of your good girl way.
You know what?
Because sometimes the good girl, there's a book called The Good Girl's Guide to Bad Girl Sex.
Ooh.
I mean,
Who the
really.
author friend? Where can I cop
You
that?
know
Look,
what?
where can I cop
I'm
that?
sure you can get it on Amazon. I cannot remember the author, but that is the title of the book. And I loved it because sometimes people get so caught up in this persona of who they are. It is their identity. And so they have to stick with it. And they stick with it outside of the house. And then when they go in the bedroom, they're like, I'm a good girl, so I can't do X, Y, and Z.
And that may get really boring for your partner.
Might
Wah, wah. Yes.
Okay.
But yeah.
So we can do better than that, right?
We can.
If you want to be Sasha Fierce in the bedroom, nobody has to know.
No, it's your bedroom.
Your bedroom
partner.
with
close your door.
You better get it in.
That part. That whole
Don't be
part.
scared.
That whole part. Do what you need to do for your relationship.
Friend even said maybe you can get some wigs, you know. They got little outfits and stuff you can do. You can be the French maid, the naughty nurse.
Oh, that cat woman. Oh. Shoot. Throw them.
What you got in your closet, friend?
Girl, you don't want to know. I can't tell y'all all of that.
I ain't gonna ask y'all because we can't.
Woo, yeah, you can. Don't listen to this in the car with the kids. No,
please don't. Y'all put that away.
No, I can't tell y'all all of that. But
I hope y'all got some headphones.
I got some stuff. But
listen, we're going to have an episode very soon about to enhance or not to enhance.
Yes, absolutely.
We got some guests that are coming on too.
Absolutely. I can't wait. Y'all
make sure y'all follow, like, subscribe so you can hear this part.
Absolutely. That's going to be a part of our whole sex theory. Sex series. Sex series. But yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, we talked about role playing. We talked about the start over date.
Yeah.
Now, Mika brought a little show and tell.
I got one more. So, just to keep things spicy. So, this is one of the things. Let me show y'all this.
Friend, is that a freakum jar?
Almost, but yes and no. So, one of the things.
Can I pull one of them papers?
No, you can't pull. Girl, what? Why does she keep wanting to be? I told you, friend, this is not a throuple situation. This is a couple. Be in there. This says Meka and Jamie. They don't say nothing about friend invited in here. Not at all. This is our jar. I'm talking about can she pull? No. I ain't even gonna pull one from them. But it is a fun and frisky jar.
Fun and frisky.
You see it. It's for us.
Is Jesus in there?
It's If Jesus want to have fun, the fun and frisky jar. Hey, and so what we do is we will put in things that now you got to know each other's boundaries. Now, I'm not saying put some stuff in there that you know good and well your partner ain't nowhere near because if you know your partner. So, but we put in things in here that we feel like will either be fun or frisky to do. And that we maybe either haven't done in a long time or want to revisit. We put those in the jar. And then sometimes we'll just pull it out and like, okay, hey, this is what we doing today. This is what we into. This is whatever position we doing, whatever it is that's in that jar. Ain't none of y'all business. But whatever it is that's in that jar, that's what we roll with.
Well, one thing I think for the fun and frisky jar too, as you guys build the jar, I think you need to talk about what's going in the jar ahead of time. Because somebody might put in there, actually I'm not even gonna tell you what came to mind.
Oh Lord.
They might put something in there that maybe you say, ain't no way in, Bishop Bullwinkle moment, right? So
Hail to the no.
Right, that song, cue the song. Yeah. But talk about it ahead of time so we know what we're dealing with.
I'm gonna say one caveat to that. Not because this is again surprising and not surprising so much, but something just to keep things spontaneous and fresh. So when friends say talk about it, not necessarily tell them what you're putting in the jar, but talk about the boundaries or make sure you understand the boundaries of what can't go in the jar. So like I said, if it's something that your partner has already expressed and will not do, don't put that in the jar because you already know your partner is not down with that. But this is just some spontaneous fun things and frisky things that you and your partner are willing to do.
Right.
But not something that, when you know good and well your partner has already said hell to the no, no, no. No, it shouldn't be in that damn jar.
Right,
So,
exactly. And for the people who
yeah,
have been through any type of sexual trauma, sexual
absolutely.
assault, anything like that, I really want to urge that
Yes,
community to sit down and have a discussion about like what those boundaries are. Maybe something's a trigger for you. You
absolutely.
definitely want to say, hey, that can't go in the jar because that's going to trigger me. That's going to ruin
Right.
the whole moment of
Absolutely.
what you're trying to accomplish. It's not going to be fun
Absolutely.
and frisky anymore. It's going to be traumatizing. So,
Absolutely.
in order to do that, let's have some open conversation. Let's have some vulnerable conversation about, you know
Mm-hmm.
what, if you do this, then I know that's one of my triggers. I want to make sure I say that out
Absolutely.
loud so we
Makes
know
sense.
that doesn't go into the jar. One
Absolutely.
thing that I have done with some of my couples in counseling is we color code the things that go in the
Mm.
jar.
Mm.
My jar usually isn't called fun and frisky because theirs is a little different. But for people who need a little more control around
Mm.
intimacy.
Mm.
And that could be for many different reasons, right? Whether or not maybe they have to involve medication, maybe it's sexual trauma,
Mm.
maybe it's pain, like whatever it
Mm.
is, we actually color code it. So maybe blue is, a comforting kind of thing that you do. Maybe that's a massage. If it involves
Mm. Okay.
genitalia and maybe it's a cancer survivor and you have to be really careful about this is not a good, day for me to have penetrative sex, or maybe my skin is a little raw in certain places because of treatments or whatever, then maybe I pick something blue that day. And maybe pink and red
Mm.
could be, yes, I'm open to it, I'm okay with it. And that's a good way to kind of have that spontaneity, but
Right.
also having some controls around
Right.
it so we don't have this weird situation where it's
Mm.
like, that really sucks.
So what Friend is talking about is if you are having trouble setting boundaries, that's a good way to do
Mm-hmm.
a fun and frisky jar where
Yeah.
you can color code it, and so therefore everybody knows the boundaries based off of what we are choosing or what color
Mm-hmm.
we're choosing. I hadn't thought about that,
Yeah. You get ready to put some
but
color in your jar, aren't you?
no, I'm not.
Oh,
No, no,
oh.
no. I don't need any color. We don't need any
Cause
color.
all
We
hers
just
is red hot.
no.
The hottest pepper in the world.
We
What
don't
is
need
it
any color.
called?
But the reason
Burn it
why,
up.
shut up, Freya,
That
shut up.
thing on
No.
fire over there. It's a oh my Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
She's so silly. She's so silly. No, but the reason why I don't need any colors is because we know each other well enough that we know each other's boundaries. So I don't
Yeah.
need, you know what I'm saying? So
But that
he
took work.
also,
That took work.
yeah, it absolutely.
It took work to get
You know,
there. And I want
yeah,
to make
we're
sure to
a
make a
long
note
term
of
in
that.
it. We're a long time in this, and so
Mm-hmm.
absolutely it took work.
Yeah.
Definitely took work. So you're right. It
Yeah.
took some work to get here.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband has learned how to read the room. So,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, if I ain't even in the mood to be fun or frisky, we ain't putting nothing, we ain't nobody putting no hands in no jaws. No,
Mm-mm.
we not. And
Especially you
so
pissed off, tired,
absolutely he
kids
knows
done
how to
got on
read
your
the room.
nerves.
If you cannot, if you
Mm.
haven't learned your significant other's boundaries, that the jar is a great way to be spontaneous
Yes.
also, but also to be is built in boundaries with the
Yes.
color codes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice little balance,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
in that. So, but I love that. I love the jar
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. We like
Hey, if
look,
y'all
we
try,
like it too.
I bet.
Well, I will tell you one more thing that I like that can keep the spark, and this is actually literally keeping the spark alive. I have a candle,
Mm.
and I didn't bring it to show you, but the candle says, "Light this when you want to see me nose down and butt up." So, hey, candle. Your candle can say whatever it is that you wanted to say, or you can or you can say, "Hey, we know when you light this particular candle, what this means," or whatever it is
Some people might be
between
lighting that
you.
candle every day, all day.
Okay, and I know how to do this. But again, your partner needs to know how to read the room. So if the room ain't saying light that candle, don't light that candle. So yeah, gotta learn how to read the room too.
Y'all, where you get that candle from, Mika? Did you make that candle?
I did. I designed the candle, yeah. And you got companies
You
that
designed the candle.
Yeah, the saying on the candle, you can put whatever you want on your candle.
You know what? That's gonna be some new merch.
But see, this is a way that
store. If you want that candle, she can print it for you.
Listen, I'm telling you, this is a way when people, let's say if you're having issues communicating, let's say that.
That's one way to communicate.
Right, and you want to be able to be intimate, but you don't want, now that ain't our problem, but if couples are having some issues being, I want to have sex, but I don't know if she want to have sex, and blah 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 blah.
So I'm gonna light the candle.
Light the candle,
and then the person might keep blowing it out.
Well, listen, then again, y'all better have a conversation.
Because we know, people that do that,
But if you know how to read the room.
Yeah, but I mean, like people who are just like, no, the answer's always no.
What?
Aren't there people like that?
What kind of relationship y'all in with is always no?
That is the truth. Well, you know what? In their defense,
then they need to go back to the beginning, because when we talked about
might be the hormones.
Okay, but see, here's the thing. If that is the case, then we need to have a conversation, so we know that you need to read the room and you need to have a conversation.
So if y'all always blowing out the candle, some
serious communication.
If y'all always blowing out the candle, maybe it's time to, you can call my office.
That part.
You can go see your doctor.
That part.
If it's a no go kind of thing.
Because where does that leave your other partner who wants to light the candle all the time? If you're always if it's always a no,
I might not
to
light
physical
the candle
intimacy.
No more. Yeah, I might not light the candle no more. I might light the candle at somebody else's house.
We bring people together, friend.
I know, but if you keep blowing my candle out,
this is true. This is why we need you to start from the beginning, because you didn't got boring. You didn't lack some effort. You ain't communicating. Nobody has a voice.
We're not being vulnerable.
None of that.
Nor do we feel like we have a safe space.
We got to start at the top with y'all.
And we don't have no jar, no start over dates.
Yeah, don't blow up
no
the
role
candle
play.
every time.
And we keep blowing out the candle.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, I'm sad for them.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, nix the candle. For y'all that's gonna always blow out. No candle.
It's not for you. But we might need a Love Speaks Volumes candle that has a little, nose down, butt up. You gonna sell that? That's real good. Don't steal her ideas.
Hey, if it works for you, baby. Hey, just like I want you to drop some. If you got some other suggestions, drop them in the comments, because I would love to know some other stuff. Yeah, because my counter then got low, so we need something else. Tell me, let me know.
You know what we should do? And I love Melanie. We probably bring her up a lot on the We Do Not Care Club.
Oh.
But y'all put those comments in there. We'll read them on the air.
Absolutely. Anonymously. We don't even have to say your name. Absolutely.
Because we don't want to be a throuple with you.
Put it in the comments, so when I report back about my start over date, we can talk about it again. How about that?
And we can read it right there on, Because it might give
show
somebody
up, people.
some ideas.
Show up. Yes.
We need you in the comments. Engage with us. We out there. We want to talk to you.
Absolutely.
Listen, this has been an awesome episode. I love doing it.
Oh my God.
Mika's jar is still on fire down there on the floor.
Yes. Y'all leave my jar alone. Get your own.
Get your own jar.
That's
Apparently
right.
Get your own candle too.
Absolutely.
Nose down, butt up is what hers says.
Yep, it does. It does.
And she kind of like tooted right there. Okay, we a mess. We a mess.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You're a mess.
No, it's not me, it's you. It's definitely you. I was not expecting the candle conversation. That we did not talk about before this episode.
I should have brought it, but I thought about it. But yes, that's another way of literally keeping the spark alive. Spark your candles. That's right.
It's a spark.
Light your flames. That's right. Absolutely. Click, click.
Listen, I love this. We thank every one of you for watching, subscribing, following.
Yes,
Hit that like button. Please take a
absolutely.
moment to comment. We would love to hear your
from you.
comments. We
Absolutely.
want to hear from you. We desire that. We want to engage with our audience for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. And if there's other topics that you want to hear about or that you want us to tackle, put that in the comments as well.
We here for it.
Absolutely.
You have a situation that you're going through, put it anonymously on our Facebook page.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, because we'll read that and then we'll deal with it. Leave the names out, y'all.
Absolutely.
Listen,
Absolutely.
we don't want your names in there.
No,
We're not being, snitches get stitches. Yeah, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that. But yeah, but until next time,
Let's talk about it.